Lee is wiping away the mirror message. Owen tells Lee he's glad she fell into the bottom last week so her wins could ensure Flygon left. Lee calls out Owen claiming she won the lip sync. Keith lets out a long Devin tells Lee she survived the lip sync. Shadow says he didn't think Flygon won it either, you have to do good to say you won. Mondo chimes in saying it was just a bad lip sync. Everyone agrees with Mondo. Lee is silent for a moment, then turns to Shadow and asks if she really did bad in the lip sync. Keith and Shadow share a look, and Shadow tells Lee she did bad.
Well damn, all the girls are out here calling me delusional. Perhaps I am a bit because I was over here thinking I demolished Flygon in that lip sync. But I'm still here and she's not. How it happened doesn't change how good that feels.
Lee asks if they can at least let her pretend she won the lip sync, prompting a laugh from the queens.
I'm happy Flygon is gone. Bitch fucking cut my dresses. Admittedly though, I wouldn't have been so upset if Flygon was still here, and Lee was gone. One less competitor, and suddenly I'm the frontrunner of this competition. But she's only got a 1-win lead, and I've never fallen into the bottom. It won't be long before I pull ahead.
Owen points out Shadow has yet to get a win. Shadow fires back he's yet to fall into the bottom either. Mondo points out that everyone but Shadow and Devin have a win though, and it's top 6. Mondo makes a point to call Keith's win a sympathy win. Keith rolls his eyes. Lee turns to Keith and asks if he's going to take that. Keith says he's gotten that from Mondo for weeks now, he's got the win and he's not going anywhere. Devin says he still has hope to turn his run around, and Shadow says he'll give up when Blanley tells him it's time to sashay.
Yes, it feels like it's over. But fuck that noise, I'm not going anywhere until it's my swan song. If I have to be in the bottom 3 to be put into a lip sync, then I won't fall into the bottom 3. Over my dead body.
Zoroark was in the bottom week 1, then went on to get 3 wins and had one of the strongest chances to win before he got cocky the final competitive week. Keith literally just got a win this last week. It's too early to call it.
Owen points out that Mondo and him are the only queens who haven't lip-synced yet. Lee points out that Owen's jinxed it. Blanley will find a way to make him and Mondo the bottom 2 this week. The rest of the queens laugh while Owen gasps. Mondo stays silent.
I was just joking, but I really gagged Mondo and Owen there. The looks on their faces, don't try to come for me.
Yikes, maybe I shouldn't have pointed that out.
Devin points out it's feisty in this workroom today. Shadow says it's the fact that Flygon's gone, we all have room to be bitches now. Everyone laughs.
She's already to have hers.
Hello my queens. I really need to see the optometrist because I'm over here seeing double. Oh wait, I'm not.
Seeing double? Like 12 of us?
My first thought was someone was coming back, but only 4 queens have left, and that's when I realized what we were doing.
Owen won the mini challenge. Hello my queens. I've had a lot of enjoyment getting to know each of you in this competition. You each have come to show me your own flavor of charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. That's why for today's Maxi Challenge, why don't we welcome our guests?
Guests? I hope it's none of the eliminated queens. They need to stay forgotten.
Please welcome to the workroom, Charmy B, SVO the Chameleon, Vector the Crocodile, Vanilla Rabbit, Metal Sonic, and E123 Omega. Queens, for this week's Maxi Challenge, you will be partnered up with one of our 6 guests, and make them over as a member of your drag family. Owen as the winner of the mini challenge, you get to pair up the queens. Good luck. And don't fuck it up.
I've been dreading the makeover. Blanley and Bill have been critiquing me all season on my aesthetic. It's a good thing I get to choose the partners. It's time for me to give myself the best chance at not lip-syncing.
Owen starts by claiming E123 Omega as his partner, due to similar sizes. He then asks Devin and Mondo who they want. Mondo cuts Devin off and says Vector. Devin says he'd like Metal Sonic. Owen agrees, and assigns them both the partners they asked for.
Well thanks Mondo for having to cut me off. Rude bitch. Although, I wouldn't have picked Vector with those cheekbones. I'm not sure what he's thinking.
Owen assigns Lee Vanilla Rabbit without asking her who she wants. Lee glares at Owen. He then assigns Charmy to Keith, and SBO to Shadow.
This shady bitch out here playing favorites for his friends. Vanilla's motherly aura just doesn't match the Kanker trailer park aesthetic. I've got my work cut out for me.
Mondo and Vector are going over Mondo's sketch. Mondo explains to Vector he's known as the drag biker, and he wanted him because he believed he most closely could fit that aesthetic. Vector understands. He explains that back home he's the leader of the Chaotix Detective Agency. He's used to being seen as the big tough guy, but he also likes to think of himself as gentler than that. Mondo nods. Mondo exclaims he thinks leaning into the toughness will elevate their performance.
I don't need Vector throwing any curveballs right now. My aesthetic is beautiful, but it isn't all that gentle. I need Vector to get on my page, because I don't want this to be the thing that sends me home.
Devin is busy taking Metal's proportions. He asks Metal what it's like being a robot. Metal says it makes him better than Sonic. Devin asks if it's nice being able to travel whenever he wants. Metal says he doesn't travel much. He just hangs around with his dad, Dr. Eggman, doing all his plans to take over the world. Devin asks if that's fun. Metal says he doesn't do it for fun, it's his duty to help his father show the world what a genius he is. Devin exclaims it's all about looking out for the people he cares about, and Metal scoffs. Owen asks Omega what he likes to do in his free time. Omega tells Owen he likes annihilating his enemies. Owen awkwardly nods and starts doing Omega's proportions.
You know, assuming Omega would just be able to fit my drag might have been the wrong choice. He's bigger than me, and has all these awkward angles.
Owen turns to Devin and asks if he can help him improve his outfits for the challenge. He didn't realize how much work it would be to adjust his drag to fit Omega, and he doesn't know how to sew. Devin asks if he's asking Owen to do the work for him. Owen gets on his knees and pleads for him to help him. He won't make it through the challenge without his help. Devin sighs and agrees. Metal side-eyes Devin. Owen cheers and rushes over to his station to grab his outfits.
Not yay. I'm doing this purely because I'm Owen's friend. You mean to tell me you had no idea you were going to have to sew, and then you picked the toughest canvas to sew for? I still have to make adjustments to give Metal family resemblance. I am going to do what Owen wants, but I'm not giving him my best work. Also notice Mondo just slipped away to the other end of the workroom so he wouldn't be here to get asked by Owen. Mondo is just... No, I shouldn't be angry. He's my friend. It's just sometimes he gets on my nerves.
Lee and Vanilla are sitting at the table. Lee is asking Vanilla what her day looks like. Vanilla explains she's a single stay-at-home mom, and she spends her days taking care of her daughter Cream. Lee asks how she supports herself, and Vanilla explains that it's hard work. If she needs money, she has to do odd jobs around town. But she also receives a lot of help and support in taking care of her daughter. From neighbors, Sonic the Hedgehog, the Resistance, and her community to help keep the lights on, and help her daughter have a good childhood. Vanilla explains that her daughter is her world. Lee asks what about her, what does she do for herself? Vanilla says she doesn't do much, sometimes she drinks tea and relaxes around her house. Lee tells Vanilla to follow her.
Honestly, I have a lot of respect for her. She seems like a hard-working woman who just wants the best for her daughter. But I don't think she always has the time for herself. If there's one thing I can do, it's give her a little spotlight.
Lee takes Vanilla over to Shadow and Keith. Lee tells them to meet Vanilla, the newest member of her drag family, Mama Kanker. Keith says hi to Vanilla. Shadow says the infamous Mama Kanker has made an actual appearance. Lee laughs, and tells Vanilla drag is about community. It's about those friends you both can count on, but also just talk shit with. Vanilla says oh my, and Lee says it's a good thing. Vanilla says she's not sure if she knows how to talk shit, she was always so polite when she was young. Lee says it doesn't matter if you're good at it, what matters is if you try to have fun. Lee tells Vanilla they're heading back to her station. She wants to teach her the art of shade, but she has to keep her secrets. Shadow shows SBO his sketch. SBO says could he make him look like a ninja? Shadow says he probably shouldn't because SBO's ninja aesthetic clashes too much with his alien beauty. But he says that gives him an idea, and he starts sketching a new concept. Charmy is trying to look past Keith's shoulders as he sketches. Keith gently pushes the bee back and continues sketching. Keith then shows Charmy a series of sketches and asks him what he likes. Charmy eagerly looks at each of them. On accident, he rips one of the pages, and Keith reminds him to be careful. Shadow shows SBO his new concept, and SBO says he likes it.
I am relieved SBO liked my sketch. I don't know if I could have taken the 15th time he asked me if I could make him look like a ninja. But I am sure he'll be able to pull this off. He seems enthused.
I don't have any outfits I could even remotely put Charmy in. So I'm doing this challenge entirely from scratch. He's got so much energy, it reminds me of how annoying Lance can be. So I'm giving him some options and deciding what he likes. I came up with a lot of different concepts, and I'll let him decide the direction we're going in. I want to make sure he's having fun with this. In the Voltron dynasty, the most important aspect of drag is giving everyone the room to make their own choices. There's a lot of fashion in the Voltron dynasty, but we all make our aesthetics our own.
Mondo takes Vector over to show the outfits he's picked out for the challenge. That's when Mondo realizes he's going to have to refit the dress to fit Vector. Mondo realizes with the amount of work he's going to need help.
With the amount of time left, I can't spend every second perfecting this dress, and fit it to Vector. I'm going to need Devin to help me.
Mondo walks over to Devin and asks him if he can help him fit his dress to Vector. Devin turns to him and looks Vector up and down. Devin tells Mondo he doesn't have the time because he's already helping Owen with his outfits, and he hasn't even really started fitting Metal Sonic either. Mondo tells Devin if he doesn't help him he might end up losing the challenge. Devin tells Mondo if he does help him he'll definitely be in the bottom because he would have to just throw something together at the very end for Metal. Mondo says he'll help him when it gets to that point, and Devin tells Mondo if he means it he can help him right now put the finishing touches on E123's outfit. Mondo says that if they do that, they probably won't have the time to put the finishing touches on Vector's biker look. Devin pauses then laughs, and tells Mondo he only wants to be helped, but he isn't willing to return the favor. Devin turns around and gets back to working on Owen's outfits. Mondo groans and he and Vector return to Mondo's station.
I'm going to be working the entire rest of the time just to finish. I don't know if I have time to work out the fine details. I'm going to need a miracle to get through this.
Keith is checking how Charmy's outfit fits. Charmy asks if that's necessary. Keith says he wants to check now before he continues onto the detailing. Keith asks Charmy what it's like being a part of the Chaotix. Charmy says it's a lot of fun, and that he gets to go on fun missions. But it can also be boring waiting for work. One time Dr. Eggman sent them secretly on a quest to rescue him. But they didn't get paid by that cheapskate. He did his part though by carrying them through. Keith asks what he means. As soon as he's asked, Charmy smirks and grabs Keith's hand. Immediately Charmy lifts Keith off the ground. Keith is caught off guard, and SBO calmly tells Charmy to put him down.
What are they feeding the bees these days? How is someone so tiny able to lift a full person?
Devin finishes working on E123's and Owen's outfits. Metal asks Devin if they're going to work on theirs now. Devin says he's not sure if Owen's going to be satisfied with his work, and suggests he should try to elevate the look. Metal makes a robotic grunt, then yells at Owen to come over. Owen rushes over. Before Devin can say anything, Owen snatches up the outfits. Owen thanks Devin, and comments how great they look. They have seams. Metal turns to Devin and says the large man is satisfied, now it's time to work on their looks. Owen thanks Devin and says he's going to go help Omega get dressed. While Devin's working on their outfits, he makes the comment he's not sure if he'll be able to finish in time. Metal asks what he needs. Devin is surprised, but tells Metal he just needs rhinestones and a similar fabric to what they're working with. Metal quickly flashes away to the fabric wall, then comes back with everything Devin asked. Devin gets excited and thanks Metal. Metal starts to speak but pauses, then he just says, "It's my duty to help show off genius."
Was that a compliment? How can I just give in right now when I've got Metal believing in me? It's time to put in twice the effort.
Lee is working on her and Vanilla's outfits when she cuts her hand. This caused the dress to get bunched up. Vanilla rushes to check on the wound. Shadow and Keith, overhearing the commotion, come to check on Lee. Lee tells them this is probably what's going to take her out. Production takes Lee away to get her wound checked out. Shadow walks over to Lee's station and starts untangling the dress from the machine.
Look, I know this is a competition, but I would hate to watch this be how Lee gets out. So if she can't do the work right now, I'm going to get her dresses finished while she's gone.
Keith and Vanilla quickly realize what Shadow's doing. They grab sewing machines and they start helping out. Lee returns to find the three hard at work on completing her dress. Vanilla asks how her hand is doing. Lee says it's not a deep cut, and she's cleared to continue. She thanks the three for their help, and says she can do the rest. Keith offers to stay and help if she needs it. Lee tells him she caught a glimpse of the outfit he's making for him and Charmy, and he needs to focus on himself right now. Shadow tells her if she needs anything, they're not far away. The two then grab their sewing machines and return to their stations.
Wow, I am amazed. And honestly a bit surprised at Shadow and Keith's kindness. I can't believe they just dropped everything this far into the race to help me. I considered them just friends, but the Rose Squad is really so special. I'm going to have to return the favor later on.
Hello, I'm your host Blanley Stacey Andrews O'Halloran. Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Toon Madness. Please welcome our resident judge, from Inside Out, it's Bill Anderson. Bill, who's your favorite drag queen?
I'd have to say Plank. He was totally robbed.
You're allowed to have wrong opinions. And our extra special guest judge, it's Ya Boy Guzma. This week our queens were tasked with making over 6 Sonic characters into their drag family. And tonight they will walk the runway together. Racers, start your engines. And may the best drag artist win. Category is Drag Family Resemblance. First up, Mondo Iwata and Jojo Iwata.
I was able to fit the dress in time to Vector's body, but I wasn't able to add the detailing I wanted. Also, his cheekbones, if you can call them that, were a much different canvas than I'm used to working with. I'm hoping that someone else manages to bomb this challenge, because I'm not feeling good tonight.
Owen and Pancake.
Bill and Blanley didn't seem to hate my look this time. I think I might have won this challenge.
Shadow the Hedgehog and Luna the Chameleon.
So for my drag family resemblance, I'm walking down the runway in this glamorous mermaid gown. The edges of my mermaid skirt are shredded. I have this see-through black cloak flowing behind me like a dark vision of death coming to claim you. On my arm, I have this decorated gold ring gauntlet with a single long blade sticking out, stained in fake blood. And as for Espio, he's wearing this black and red alien bodysuit. He's got these long claw-like fingers, each tip also painted in fake blood. And he's padded for the gods.
Lee Kanker and Mama Kanker.
For my drag family resemblance, me and Vanilla come out in my truest Kanker trailer park fashion. I've got this prop match that's lit on fire, and Vanilla is just carrying down this giant tube of burn cream. We're going to set fire to this stage, but not literally. We're not trying to have the reputation of a certain Peach Creek queen who will remain nameless.
Devin and Harry.
So as I'm walking the runway, I look over and notice that Metal is mimicking my movements. At the beginning of this challenge he didn't seem all that interested in being here. I don't know what changed, but I'm glad I chose him as my partner.
Keith and B. Keith slayed the challenge.
These dresses are so elegant and powerful. Charmy's got a long drapey front slit skirt which floats so elegantly down the runway as he flies. I have these long flowy sleeves. But that wasn't the best part.
Charmy goes behind Keith's back. In a moment Charmy is lifting Keith into the air, flying him across the stage. Charmy then throws Keith into the air. Keith does a flip mid-air, and Charmy catches him when he falls. Charmy then flies Keith off the stage, the two wave to the judges as they leave. Thank you, queens. I am left speechless at some of you tonight. First, I'd like to thank our lovely guests tonight. You were amazing. Thank you for helping us with this challenge. Now you may go untuck. Alright, now that there's room on the stage, I have something I'd like to announce. Devin. You are safe, but you will stay on stage for critiques. The rest of you represent the tops and the bottoms tonight. Starting first with Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow, I want to talk to you about your aesthetic. You're one of the queens I look forward to every single week. And you did not disappoint tonight. Tonight you made the choice to lean into the horror elements of your drag, and it paid off for you. I was utterly terrified of you and Espio.
And all the detailing to make it clear you were relating is just a chef's kiss. The theming of the fake blood. I hope that's fake. The claws and blades, and tailoring of the colors. I'm impressed you managed to sell this as family resemblance. It's giving horrific demon creating a demon spawn and teaching her how to slay runways. This was just excellent. Mondo Iwata. Mondo, I do want to preface I don't think what you did was bad. But it's a lower bar than what we've come to expect from you. Especially at such a crucial stage in the competition. You yourself look great, Mondo, but your partner looks like a knockoff version of you. It looks like you gave Vector your scraps, slapped some makeup on, and called it a day.
I asked Devin to help me fit the dress to Vector, but he refused, so I didn't have the time to do that.
I'm going to stop you right there. These aren't Devin's critiques. You're responsible for your time as much as Devin is responsible for his. It's not his job to use his time for you. If you didn't have enough time, you should have managed yours better.
I'm not going to lie. That was really satisfying.
Owen. Well. It's got seams, and they aren't coming apart, that's an improvement. And you and Omega were proportioned correctly.
But it's still underwhelming.
Yeah, I agree.
Owen, I appreciate your putting in effort to improve your runways. But I'm worried if you don't make major changes soon this will hurt you going forward.
Devin.
I just want to say that I was willing to offer help when needed, just not at the cost of myself. I want to mention, since it hasn't been brought up, that I helped refit the outfit to Omega, and that took up a lot of my time, so I couldn't have helped Mondo without leaving myself without any time to work on my makeover.
Well, honestly, that explains a lot. Thank you.
Knowing that, as nice of a gesture as that was, I now wish you hadn't helped him. Because your makeover tonight was so amazing, I can now only imagine what you would have done with more time.
Going into this challenge, I was worried for anyone paired up with Metal Sonic, since he didn't seem interested in being here. But that transformation, the makeup was perfect, the outfit was fantastic, not the best of the night, but still it left its mark. But what really showed you off was the clear connection between you and Metal. I don't know how you managed to get through to him, but the family connection read on the runway and it did wonders for you. This was a great night for you. Keith.
Keith, I am still shaking from that performance you and Charmy did. Did you practice that?
No, I whispered to Charmy before we went on stage that he should show off his flying abilities. It was all trust and being ready to try.
How are you not dead?
I just want to make sure I announced the challenge correctly. This wasn't a talent show, but a makeover. But damn, was it impressive. The way both your sleeves and Charmy's dress flowed in the air. The way it glittered in the light. And that flip. Everything you did tonight was just perfection.
This was an impressive display, and I wasn't aware you had it in you. The way you did Charmy's makeup, the dresses being perfectly fitted, and your family resemblance. I agree with Blanley, tonight was perfect for you. Just please in the future, get your stunts cleared by us first. We don't want anyone breaking their necks on the main stage.
Lee Kanker.
Lee, I heard you were injured in the workroom. Are you all right now?
Just a cut on my hand. But the doctor said it's not deep, so I'll be fine.
That's a relief. I'm glad it didn't affect your performance on the runway. This runway was incredible, and the makeover was stunning. I wasn't expecting you could make Vanilla looks a trailer park, but it was a fantastic transformation.
I love the gag of you being a fire starter, and Vanilla carrying this giant tube of burn cream. It was very camp, and very amazing. This was definitely the return to form you needed after last week. Keep it up and it'll do wonders for you.
I owe this challenge to Keith, Shadow, and Vanilla. When I cut my hand, my dress got bunched up by my sewing machine and it nearly ruined all my work. But while I was getting checked out by the doctor, they had gotten to work fixing the mess that had been made of my dress, so when I got back I was able to resume like nothing happened. It's thanks to them I'm standing here right now.
It's heartwarming to hear such compassion. But while it's fair to give credit for their help, you still put in the work yourself. You're standing here because of you. I've made some decisions. Lee Kanker. You overcame adversity to show us your signature trailer park fashion. Shadow the Hedgehog. You put the death in Drop Dead Gorgeous. Keith. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge. Shadow, Lee, good job this week, you are safe.
Winning this challenge means so much. This was a challenge Princess Allura won back on Season 1, and it means so much to continue that legacy for the Voltron dynasty.
Another win for the Rose Squad. I'm happy for Keith, but when is it my turn to bring home the win?
That means Mondo Iwata. Owen. I'm sorry my dears, but you are up for elimination.
It's unfortunate this is how Mondo's going to go out, but I'm not going to go home now.
Yeah, no. It's not my time. Owen better be saying his prayers, because he's going to have to pry me from this stage to send me home.
2 queens stand before me. Ladies, this is your last chance to impress me and save yourselves from elimination. Good luck. And don't fuck it up. The lip-sync song is What a Man by Salt and Pepper. Mondo pulled out a microphone.
I came prepared. I am not leaving.
I don't care how many microphones Mondo pulls out. Props don't make a lip sync.
Owen and Mondo had a great lip-sync. I've made my decision. Mondo Iwata. Owen. Shantae, you both stay.
I am so relieved. I was beginning to think it was over.
It's a relief to still be here. It would have been a tragedy to go when there are queens with much worse track records than mine still here.
Take this as a new life in the competition. It's anyone's game from here on out. Back in Untucked. The queens cheer as they enter Untucked. Lee congratulates Owen and Mondo on the double Shantae. The other queens join in. Owen congratulates Keith on winning the lip sync. Mondo groans, and Keith turns to him and says, "So you said I got a sympathy win?" The other queens burst out laughing. Mondo quietly gets up and walks out of Untucked. Devin calls Mondo a drama queen after he leaves. Owen congratulates Keith, then goes to check on Mondo. Shadow asks Devin if there's trouble in paradise, and Devin says Mondo doesn't respect many people here. Lee agrees, and she points out Mondo always is the first to put someone's drag down. The Queen's discussion is interrupted when Metal Sonic, Charmy, and Vanilla enter Untucked. Vanilla thanks Lee for helping her loosen up for a night. Lee tells her if she's ever in Peach Creek to call her. She'd love the local drag scene. Charmy tells Keith excitedly he heard they won the challenge. Keith nods thanking Charmy for the help. Charmy excitedly tells Keith he had fun. Devin tells Metal he's happy he gets to see him again before he leaves. Metal says he doesn't really care. Devin hugs Metal and Metal makes a robotic grunt, but after a minute of hesitating, Metal begins patting Devin on the back.